Hey everybody, Jason Schneider here, and I wanted to come on and share with you another cognitive distortion, a childlike thinking pattern that we tend to use in our day-to-day conversations sometimes that really holds us back and prevents us from thinking clearly, from thinking accurately. And if you have this thinking pattern, it will tend to generate lots of limiting beliefs. So if you can shift this one thinking pattern, lots of limiting beliefs can just kind of be cleaned up in one fell swoop. So if you're interested in learning how to clean up your cognitive distortions so that you can have a little bit more freedom and blow out all those limiting beliefs, then you're in the right place, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. So today I want to talk about the cognitive distortion of awfulizing. And the way this shows up, and you can hear it in your own inner self-talk, if you have some self-awareness, you can hear this in your spoken words. You can also hear this in other people. I don't recommend actually correcting people unless you've got some coaching skills to do that in a way that would allow you to maintain the relationship. And again, if the context is appropriate for you to facilitate this person to shift their thinking. However, when you hear the word awful, horrible, terrible, any words like that, it lets you know that there's a cognitive distortion operating, that the person or you are thinking using awfulizing. Now, one of the reasons why this is a childlike thinking pattern or a cognitive distortion is because those words are essentially pseudo words. Awful, terrible, horrible. They're pseudo words because they don't actually connect with any real referent in real life experience. Basically, using language patterns or thinking patterns of awfulizing, awful, horrible, terrible, what that does is it dramatizes, it emotionally dramatizes for the negative, whatever the situation is, whereas the situation is the situation. The situation is a fact. What happened, happened, and what's happening is happening. And so when you clear away this awfulizing and get just down to the sensory-based facts is what happened. You know, the building collapsed and 100 people were injured or killed. Well, yes, that's something to be sad about. It's something to grieve. It's something to understand. It's something to learn from. It's one of these negative life experiences that occurs. But when you think about it in terms of it's awful, it's horrible, it's terrible, all that does is emotionally dramatize. It doesn't actually help the situation. It doesn't help solve the situation. It doesn't provide any solution externally, nor does it help the situation internally to get you into a good state to be in your life, to make decisions, to take the actions that you need to take to move your life forward or to deal with the problem at hand. And so if you catch yourself going, it's awful, it's horrible, it's terrible, just take a moment to realize that you're using the thinking pattern of awfuling, and awfulizing would be what that's called. And then to kind of wipe that away, it's awful, it's horrible, and find a better way of languaging it. Like, this specifically is what happened. Blank and blank happened. I feel sad about that, or I feel angry about that, I feel upset about that, or whatever emotion you feel about it. But to go, it is awful, it really just over dramatizes. It makes things more intense than they need to be, and it gets you into an unresourceful state. And again, also the language pattern is another reason why that's not useful, is because you're going, it is awful. So you're taking that emotion that you're experiencing, you're over dramatizing it with the awful, terrible, and horrible, and then you're imposing it on the situation, so that when we go, it is awful, it is horrible, that is terrible, we're also kind of putting away the responsibility. We're taking our emotions and we're giving the power to the event over my emotions, which makes me feel less empowered and less able to be capable, to be responsible, to be able to respond in healthy and resourceful ways. So when we take the agency back, it's not it is horrible, it's I feel sad about that, I feel angry about that, I feel frustrated about that. Give the emotion a real name of a real emotion, not it is horrible, awful. You'll find yourself being way more resourceful, and that thinking pattern of awfulizing, see, if you shift that to catch yourself whenever you say awful, horrible, terrible, words like that, Well, now that awfulizing pattern is a machine that generates unresourceful beliefs. This is awful. That's horrible. The other thing is terrible, right? My past is horrible. This event in my past is terrible. This thing coming up in the future is horrible. This thing that's happening right now, it's awful. So when you change that one thinking pattern, you're basically going to shut down a machine that's an unresourceful, limiting belief-making machine. So I hope you found this video valuable. There's another video that I've got out right now on the cognitive distortion of shoulding. So if you want to go check out my YouTube channel and search on my channel for shoulding, you can find my video on that one. It's another one of these thinking patterns that generates lots of limiting beliefs. And when you shift these thinking patterns, then you basically shut down a limiting belief making machine. And as you catch yourself saying awful, horrible, terrible, and you kind of clean up those limiting beliefs one by one by one by one by one, and you've shut down the machine, now you're going to feel much more emotionally vital, much more rich and robust quality of your life, and you'll be a lot more accurate to the truth of the situations. That gives you more power to handle them effectively, rather than giving away your power and emotionally dramatizing. So I hope you found this video valuable. If you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel and you enjoyed this video, then I encourage you to subscribe at the youtube.com/Perception Academy. Like this video if you liked it, so that I know which videos you actually enjoy, so I can produce more content just like the ones that you like. And of course, feel free to share this with anyone that you think would benefit from learning how to shift this cognitive distortion. My name is Jason Schneider. Hope you found this video valuable, and hope to see you in the comments section in a future video, as well as potentially a future course.